Hello there, people. Spontaneous Moszkowicz podcast. I just felt like that. So let's see if anyone feels like jumping in. Um, it is a pleasure, of course, hanging around with you guys. A lot happened lately. Today I shared again my footage I made of my UAP sighting a couple of months ago. And my boys, Andy, New York UAP discussion, my boy, Vinnie, disclosure team shared it. And I'm expecting him any minute now. Josh, the new kid on the block, UAP UK. And I want to know more about him. These are the guys. They're going to be the future of UAP coverage. I feel like my camera is too high. I'm going to move this a little bit. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It's always spontaneous, so sometimes you have to do a little moving around. Is that better? That is better. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Well, that's fixed. I hope you guys can hear me all right. Oh, there we go. This should be better. All right. Let me see if I can put this down a bit more. Look down on me. I think it's a bit better. Yeah. All right. So I shared my UAP footage again. A lot of people, they were asking about it. Max, why don't you show your sighting, your UAP experience? But I did a long time ago on Luis Jimenez's show. Of course, the unidentified celebrity review. And it was actually live. I just experienced it at that moment almost, It was crazy. So guys, how are you doing today? Man, I am messing around. I'm so sorry about that. Well, this is not helping. All right. I'll just leave it for now. So, hey, Arno de Kans. Hey, Wilfred. Let me see if I can actually show it right here. I'll have to email it to myself, I think. Again. Hold on. I might have to move around some stuff again. Hold on. Let me see. It's right here. Oh, and my buddy Andy, New York City UAP discussion, he actually made an analyze clip about it. He slowed it down. It's really interesting. So let me mail this to myself first. It's from my phone. There we go. Mail. All right. That's on the way. And now the other one. Yalla. Boom. Mail it to me. Yeah. There we go. So I get a couple of mails in the... Well, it's all me. All right. So let me check this. I don't like this camera here. I don't know what's going on. This is better. Definitely better. All right. So I got the mail. Yes. I want to move this. Let me see. Bewaar. Yeah. Like that. It's the first one. And now, all right. So now I got them on my desktop. All right, guys. So I have to do one more thing, I think. Boom. Let's take this down too. Yeah, when you do the spontaneous thing, you still have like all your stuff open on your desktop. So, where are they? I just have this one. Where's the other one? It's hidden. Where could it be? Where could it be? Ah, that's weird. Let me see. Gonna try it again. Should be good now. And still can't find it. Well, this is something that for some reason always happens to me when I want to try new things. But it's somewhere. It's somewhere. But I'm waiting for my buddy Josh, though. Hey, there's Priscilla. Hey, girl. You're welcome, by the way. Let me see. Oh, okay. So Priscilla, she has the kids around. But thank you for joining us, girl. Hey, hey. Ooh, I love your profile pic. By the way, guys, follow her, watch her. She has an amazing show. And she's one of the up and coming people who cover the topic. She's great and amazing. So follow Priscilla Stone, Quantum Witch Cafe. It's so cool. For some reason, I need to figure out how to do this. Can I just... I'll just open it. Let's see if... Yeah. And I'll do it like that. Now, if I can put it in the right... There we are. There we are. So I'm going to open these up for you guys and enhance. And I hope you guys can see it. Yeah. Well, let's try to figure this out. Let me try to share this footage with you guys. Only 10 people watching. Let's figure it out. All right. Share video file. And it is on my desktop. This is the one. Open it up. I'm going to add it to the... Oh, there it is. All right. So I'm going to shut up and enjoy the footage. This is from my balcony in Amsterdam. You see the apartments across the street? There we go. And I will give some... There we go.
No.
My stupid reaction. So I was watching from my balcony. I saw 3 white dots in the air in triangle formation, and they were rotating like this. But there's so much light pollution in Amsterdam. But at some point, one of them lit up and shot down, and that is what you saw. So let me show you again. There we go. And wait for it. There. So, my reaction. Hey, Andy. Andy's here. Look, it's great Andy is here. Hey, buddy, you want to join? I'll send you the StreamYard link. Shall I? I'll just send it via text. Hold on, man. All right. Let me see. Oh, Josh, I emailed it to you, man. Let me copy this. I'll send it to... There you go, buddy. I sent it to your email address, Josh. Sorry. Vinnie already mailed you to, buddy. Yeah. Let's do this for my buddy Andy and Vinnie. Boom. All right. All right. Andy, dude, I'm going to show your footage. Well, it's my footage, but you analyzed it and you slowed it down. So let me get on to that. And by the way, dude, I sent you a StreamYard invite. Feel free to jump in. You know, you're always welcome. You're my brother. And I enjoy your company, as do I of my friends Josh and Vinnie and Sean Rush. So I'm going to share Andy's file. Hold on. There we go. So this is my, it's the same image, the same footage, but slowed down. There, oh, hold on. We'll get back to that. First, I'm going to add my buddy Josh. Hey, hello, sir.
Nice.
How are you,
to
my
see
friend?
You, Max. I'm really good, mate. It's a pleasure to be on your channel. Actually, it's the first time. So actually, no, it's the second time. I did it with Vinnie last week. So yeah, second time.
Yeah. I'm glad you remembered.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it was very.
Guys, my lord.
Mate, we had so much wine that day. It was crazy. I mean, I think I arrived there about. I think it was about 12 p.m. and as soon as I arrived, we just started to drink and stuff. And yeah, so it got a bit crazy, but of course it's all, you know, I mean, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah. So I had a big laugh because you guys, you know, you jumped on my spontaneous podcast,
yeah,
but you had a super serious one right after that.
We did, mate. And you know what? I couldn't even focus on that one at all because of the wine. I had to go back and watch that again because there was so much I missed, you know. But yeah, it was so cool to hang around with those guys because, you know, in terms of the UK, it's really difficult in terms of the researchers here. So to get together with them and just have a talk and just have a chill out.
Cool, Andy.
It was just nice and yeah, it was just a good time, a really good experience as well.
Yeah. But you know, for some reason, you know, I watched it. Vinnie wanted me to jump on, never send me the StreamYard. denied my donation of 10 whole euros. So
right.
you know, me and Vin, we're gonna have to talk about that. No, that was fine, man. So let me show. I was showing the viewers.
Yeah.
You know, the footage I shared today, which you guys very courteously shared on Instagram and Twitter.
Of course, yeah.
Now I'm going to show Andy's New York City UAP discussion, analyzed and slowed down version. So let's do that.
Cool.
Let me rewind it. There we go. And here you see it almost stops here, changes direction.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So I was talking with Andy about that. You know, you could think it's a falling star, but you know, I shared the context behind this footage. It's not like I'm just a lucky motherfucker who was filming the sky and caught a falling star. No, I was seeing UAP.
Of course.
So, but what I was seeing is 3 dots who are basically in a triangle formation rotating like this.
Yeah.
Right. And at some point, one of them lit up and shut down. And that's what I caught on camera.
Right.
So this is, yeah. But, you know, there's so much light pollution here in Amsterdam. You can't really
tell. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Yeah.
Yeah. So not with the footage I have. By the way, I am going to tell still send all the raw footage to Andy. Maybe he can, he has a great eye for this. Maybe I missed something. So my buddy, please watch it. And I think he's going to jump in a couple of minutes.
Oh, great. That's cool.
Yeah, well, he's watching us though, but I think he's driving. Don't text and drive, Andy. Hey man, how are you today? And the last time I had you on, we had an introduction, but maybe you want to introduce yourself one more time.
Yeah, of course. So I'm actually Josh. So it's UAP UK, but my actual name is Josh. So I've been researching this topic since primary school. I did start to talk about this actually when we last talked. But yeah, I've been doing this really since primary school, so probably about 8 or 9, really. It started when I picked up a book in the library at school, and it was a UFO book, and it had loads of drawings and photographs inside the book. I can't remember the name of the book itself, but
was it one of the Eric von Däniken books?
It wasn't. No, that's the Chariots of the Gods book. That one, which I've read as well. I've read that as well. But the first book I got, it was just a picture book. I think it didn't really have any information in terms of writing in there. It was just a picture book.
Right.
But since reading that book, really, I've just been obsessed. And in school, I used to do presentations on UFOs. I used to talk about it to my teachers all the time. And then when I got into my teens and I started using the internet and stuff, that's when I started to really research it. And I did read that book, the Eric von Däniken book. Yeah, that's when I started to read that one. Probably about 13 or 14. So I've just been obsessed with it for a long time, and just research as much as I can, learning as much as I can about the topic. But that's all really behind the scenes. It's only the last month. I mean, I was looking back on my Instagram today actually, and my first post I did on there was the 3rd of June of this year. So I haven't been doing it really. Yeah, so I haven't really been doing this for long in terms of like the Instagram thing.
It's a little over a month.
Yeah, so it's not long, but I've been researching it for years, but I just haven't really had the confidence to come online and talk about it really. But since speaking to Vinnie in the background and stuff, and he's kind of given me that push to really push myself and put myself out there. So yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Vinnie, he's right here. Buddy,
cool. Hi, Vinnie.
I sent you a invite via Signal, man. So feel free to jump in whenever you want, or don't jump in. Because I did send you a link. You didn't send me a link the last time because you and Josh were hammered.
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I think the next time I do like a serious one like that, I'm gonna have to stay off the wine, to be honest. So yeah, definitely.
All right, man. So Vinnie is having some Mrs. time. Of course, that needs to happen because he's online way too much. I know. I get it, Mrs. Adams. And by the way, does she know, Vin, that you are, secretly chatting here? We might have to send her a text.
Yes. So in terms of yourself, Max, I wanted to ask you, how did you get into all this in terms of the topic?
Well, the topic has always fascinated me, but I got to be absolutely honest with you, Josh. I wasn't per se a believer my whole life, but I always thought it was very plausible. We are not alone in the universe. But to me, there was no evidence, and whatever there was, of course, I knew about Roswell. Of course, I knew about some cases, but I never saw any, nuts and bolts proof that there wasn't anything. And, all governments were just bluntly denying everything.
Yeah.
But then, of course, as a kid, I watched E.T., I watched Independence Day. What was it? Encounters of the First Third Kind.
Yeah.
And those movies fascinated me, but it was up until 2017, when the Pentagon, the New York Times released a Pentagon images. Now we know made by Commander David Fravor, Sean Cahill, Commander Underwood, Commander Dietrich. That footage, and that was when my mind was blown. The Pentagon is now putting out footage of UFOs, UAPs, through the most serious newspaper in the world, the New York Times. And, you know, it was just, and that, you know, I was already a journalist, already a filmmaker, and I noticed the Dutch media and basically the world media wasn't jumping on it at all. But I was like, how can we not lose our minds right now? We might not be alone in the universe. What are they? I just needed to know. So I just, you know, was looking at anything and everything about the topic, whatever I could find. Drove my ex-wife nuts. You know, I wanted to talk to everybody about it. But it was up until the point I got my magazine, the magazine I work for, to I could write an article about it, about the Pentagon, you know, releasing the footage, and the then pending Pentagon report on that. You know, the 180 ultimatum,
180-day report.
So I started writing about that, and one of my first interviews I did was with the director of the phenomenon, James Fox.
Yes, I've seen that in interviews. Really good one.
Yeah, that was actually my first one on UAP. And there something happened, because I already had a podcast. It was in Dutch, but of course with James I had to speak English. It went online. I posted it on Twitter. I had maybe 900 Twitter followers built up over 15 years or something. But there was this French guy. His name is Akam something.
Yes, that's the guy who posts all the articles. He's really good, actually. He posts some good stuff on Twitter, that guy.
So that dude retweeted, and you know, it was a very hysterical retweet. James Fox live right now, or on YouTube. And I just see my analytics go boonk. Like that. Yeah. And that's how I discovered this community, actually. You know, then, you know, all these like minds I got acquainted with, and, you know, made friends. And, you know, this is how this ball started it was a snowball effect, right? And I started to interview more people, you know, and of course, highlights are Lou Elizondo twice, Senator Harry Reid, Sean Cahill, Avi Loeb the other day.
Ridiculous.
Tim McMillan. So, and you know, but this community, you know, just blew my mind. And what I found so cool about it is the best source of information you can have. Everybody's sharing, everybody's showing each other the love. You are one of them. You know, I try to help as many people as I can. I've been doing that. And, you know, and this is actually the way disclosure is manifesting itself. This is, of course, the way it works. So that's about it, man.
No, I mean, it's great. And yeah, I mean, I'm just amazed at how much work you put into this. I mean, you and Vinnie and all the other guys, and Andy as well. I mean, you guys just work so hard, and the work you're doing, that's where the disclosure is going to come from. It's not going to come from like the government. It's going to come from people like you guys, you know, for doing
Josh.
this work, and me potentially. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best to get the word out there, but I mean, you guys have got a platform which is massive, you know. So the work you're doing is just incredible. So I mean,
well, you're in good hands.
I just want to say a thank you. Yeah, I just want to say a thank you, Max, to be honest. First of all.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You know, you were jumping on to this, you know, and you like Vinnie, and you know, you're in good hands with that guy. You know, he can show you the ropes a little bit, and of course, me, him, and Sean. will help you, you know, get
And
your
Sean,
pod.
Sean's been really good, and he's
Yeah,
just a great guy. And I think as well with his channel, what I really like about him is how he's combining the music with the topic as well. Because
definitely.
that's my background as music, really. So the fact that he can do that and combine the two, I really respect that from Sean. And yeah, it's really
By the
cool.
way, if you're thinking what is he doing, I'm trying to send a StreamYard link to Sean now. So 1 second, I'll be done in a. Yeah, Sean, jump on, you bastard. All right.
He's always on YouTube as well, so I'm pretty sure he'll come on. He's always on YouTube, that guy.
Yeah, he claims he also works, but I don't believe him. Well, yeah. So Josh, what is your how do you want to navigate your coverage on the UAP subject on your social networks, and what networks are you going to use, man?
Yeah, so I mean, I've got my Instagram page for now. I started my Twitter page a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I've just started that one. I haven't really used that much, to be fair, but I'm going to have to start using that a lot more. I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel. I've actually got a YouTube channel, but there's just nothing on there for now.
Hey Josh, maybe you want to put your Twitter name in the name thing in the screen,
in the chat.
Yeah, no, right here in your screen, right? Look, like me, I have a Twitter at.
Oh yes. Yes, so next time I'll do that, but it's just it's UAP underscore. Sorry, it's at UAP underscore UK and then a 1. So it's the same name, but just add the 1.
What? Hold on. Say it again. At.
Yeah, at UAP underscore UK and then a 1, and that's it.
Okay. I did UAO. That's not good. Twitter. Right, man. There you go.
That's it. Yeah.
So
yeah,
people.
So I've got. Sorry. Yeah.
No. So people, can immediately start following you. It makes it easier.
Oh, great. No, it's fine. Yeah. So I've got the Instagram. I've got my Twitter account. I've got YouTube, but I haven't got any stuff on there yet. But yeah, I'm planning on doing some interviews soon. I haven't really reached out to anyone yet, but I've got a couple of people in mind. I'd obviously like to get you on the channel, Max. I'd like to get Vinnie on. I'd like to get Andy on if he likes to go on YouTube. I'm not sure if he is a YouTube guy, but I'd love to have him on. Sean, Priscilla, just all the colleagues. I mean, I don't really want to do it just specifically like the big names, if that makes sense. I want the bigger names, but also I want just the friends as well, just like to hang out and have a chat. I mean, I think that's a good thing to do as well.
Well, I think you should mix it up. It's great to have the heavyweights on.
Yeah.
As I explained, whenever I have someone like Lou Elizondo or a senator or whatever on, I come extremely prepared. I really try to pick their brain and find out things we don't know yet. But when I jump on with my friends like you yourself, sir, Vincent and Sean, and I keep on making new friends like Priscilla. It's a lot of fun because you are just like minds who are sharing all this information that is daily thrown at us.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. I don't think people realize, we get mailed, we get text messages through Instagram. People are sharing information through us. So, once in a blue moon, Vinnie, jumps out with completely new stuff. But there's one king, and that's Andy. Andy, I don't know how that dude does it. He
crazy.
Gets bona fide footage. Yeah, it's amazing. And, we can expect a lot from that dude. There's something pending. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been Well, yeah, I can only, in terms of Andy, I mean, the footage he gets is just incredible. You know, I don't even know how he finds it as well. I mean, does he get sent this information, or does he have to go out and do that himself? Or I'm not sure, but
I think it's a
yeah.
couple of ways he gets it. I think you know, people send it to him, of course.
Yeah.
But then again, I think sometimes he beats people up too for a footage. No, just joking, Andy. Please don't hurt me. No, so you know, his ways are mysterious, but I do think people find him through his Instagram. He has a huge Instagram. You know, check out New York. Sorry, NY underscore UAP underscore discussion.
That's the one. Yeah, he's smashing it. I think he's got like 20K now on his page. So yeah, he's smashing it on Instagram.
Yeah. Speaking of the
Really
devil,
I'm still driving.
oh snap!
Hey,
Don't tell nobody.
No. The world is not watching. Also, not New York City police. Hey man, how are you today?
I'm good. Trying to avoid these crazy bastards on the road where I live.
All right. Hey man, thank you. I just showed your the way you analyzed my footage and how you slowed it down. Maybe your thoughts on what I filmed.
Well, I already told you it's definitely not it's not a meteorite. I've seen a million of them. They're way faster, but the object actually slowed down and changed direction. So that's how I knew, or you know, it's definitely something else.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? I never noticed that. It was when you actually, you know, slowed it down that much, and it almost stopped mid-air and just moved a little and went down again. Yeah, that was just crazy.
But it actually kind of turned before it slowed down, and then when it sped up, it went faster. When it slowed down, after that, it actually sped up faster than when it was going down before, and kind of did a little turn before disappearing.
Yeah. So you know, I'm not
incredible
an expert.
Footage. It's incredible footage, Max. To be fair, it's really good. It's really good footage.
Thank you. I always thought it wasn't that good, but then Andy slowed it down.
I saw it right away. As soon as I saw it, as soon as you sent it to me and I zoomed in, I was like, "That's not a meteorite."
Yeah. So, but I knew it was not a meteorite. I just explained to Josh, you know, it's not that I just stand on my balcony for hours waiting for a star to fall, you know. I was looking at UAPs. I saw this triangle formation, and they were moving around, you know, each other. And it was when one lit up and shot down. That's the one we saw. But you know, it wasn't like a lucky shot. You know, I was actually filming those things. Didn't do a very good job with my iPhone, but thank the Lord that one, you know, gave me a little blink.
Oh, so you're saying that? Sorry. You're saying in the footage, the other three objects were in that footage?
You know what, Andy? I'm gonna send you those too, because you can actually see something, but I haven't managed to you know, really pull it out or get something that you know is definitely something you can analyze. But maybe you can.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll look at it.
If anyone can, I think Andy can, to be honest. So yeah.
That should be the name of your book, Andy. If anyone can, Andy can.
That actually sounds pretty catchy.
Yeah.
To make a shirt, I'll make a shirt printed on it.
Oh man, I'd buy that and wear that. Yeah, definitely. Hey man, what have you been up to today? Have you you know, is there something new coming from you, Andy? Maybe today, this week, or whatever?
Well, tomorrow is when I start doing that little live thing I was telling you about. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but
yeah,
I want to try to. Go ahead.
On the I was going to say it's on the chat last night we had on on Vinnie's on Vinnie's
Instagram.
IG, I think. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. Actually, really looking forward to that tomorrow.
Yeah, I just want to get people like open up about their, experiences or encounters or stories, because I know a lot of people that follow me have some very interesting stories.
Cool.
So I want people to like kind of open up, and see what they think about what they saw and how it made them feel, because that's the important part. It's like I always say, technology and all that is amazing, but there's more to it than just the technological aspect of the phenomenon. There's way more to it. I mean, think about the mind that they have to come up with these, these inventions or these crafts or whatever. Just can you just imagine what their everyday life must be like? The simple things that they might not, they might take for granted, to us might be absolutely fucking incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So that's the part I want to dive into.
Hey, Andy, so you're going live on Insta or on YouTube or both? What tomorrow? What's the plan?
Oh no, it's just Instagram.
All right.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've ever been live on YouTube.
Really? Wow.
Got the scoop. Got him on.
You got the scoop, Max. You got the scoop.
Did it again.
That's impressive. Yeah.
I don't really do lives like that. It never like, I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, you've proved it at Vincent's Instagram many times, and you were like his only guest for a while, but now he has some more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Hey, but Andy, do you have plans for a YouTube channel too?
Well, I have a YouTube channel. I don't really do anything live on it. I think I'm at like 1,300 subscribers or something like that.
Wow.
Okay, that's something.
Yeah. And honestly, that was even a shock to me, because I didn't think I was gonna get anywhere near 1,000 in YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, man. Can you maybe explain to the viewers who don't know you, where they can find you on Instagram? What do you do? We just were talking about you. We said if anyone can, Andy can. This guy gets a hold of footage no one gets a hold of.
This guy's the king. He's the king of it.
No,
he's the king. Basically.
He's the king of getting footage.
I'm not the king. I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah. Well, we were thinking about how you do it. I said I think people are actually drawn to him. They approach him, but I think he also knows who to approach. And I think sometimes he beats someone up for footage.
Yeah. I'm a wussy. I can't fight.
I don't believe you.
I get beat up for my footage.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second.
Yes, tattooed Puerto Rican guy from New York. You can't fight.
I know. But I mean, for anybody that doesn't know me, I just all I have is one Instagram account, which is NYUAP discussion, and I only started it about it's going like 2 years now, I believe. We're about to be 2 years.
All right.
And give me a second.
For sure.
No, I got into it because of my experience, and just decided to be. I wanted to at least know there was one page that was putting out proper information. So that was one of the main reasons why I did it, and to reach out to people and let them know that they're not crazy, because you know how the stigma is behind this.
Yeah.
And,
of course, yeah.
I know how it can affect people. So I felt like it would be good to let others know that, they don't have to feel weird, or feel like they can't talk about it, or like they're alone in it, because it's a shitty feeling, you know what I'm saying? And it's something that needs to change, I mean, we're working towards that, which is a good thing, but it's still there. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And, you're talking about experiences that are on the same level as seeing whatever God you believe in appear right in front of you. You know, so very life changing. You know.
Definitely.
And,
Hey man,
you know,
maybe you wanna talk about your experience for the viewers a little bit.
Yeah, it was here in Long Island actually on I think it was mid '90s or early '90s, something like that, 90, 94, 95, and just outside in the bathroom, the pool with my cousin, and something just told me to, or some, I kind of got the urge to look up, or something told me to look up, and when I looked up, you know, that's right over the house was this saucer that was literally just sitting there, and it wasn't moving. And I kind of had to do a double take because, you know,
Whoa.
I couldn't believe what it was I just saw. You know, I'm like, what the hell? So I looked back up and it was still there. So that's when I realized, you know, okay, I am looking at something physically there, you know.
Wow.
And it stood there for a few seconds after we saw it. I looked and my cousin was looking at it too. And
Oh, that's great that someone was with you.
yeah, that actually helped me out a lot throughout life because, you know, the fact that I knew somebody was right there next to me when this happened, you know, made me feel better. It wasn't like I just saw it alone, you know. I could always say, all right, well, my cousin was there and he was looking at this thing too. Even though he doesn't talk, last time I saw him, and I asked him about the incident, he kind of like blocked it out of memory.
Right.
That's goddamn.
But that's the thing with this, you know, not everybody is ready. It's like I said, I think it was yesterday. Everybody wants to see this and they want to believe in it, and that's great. You know, it's a good thing. There's a lot of positives that come from that. But then again, are you really prepared to see something that you may not be prepared to see? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Like you're talking about. I mean, all I saw was a craft that looked like it was stuck in the sky, and that one incident hasn't left my mind in over 15 years. So could you just imagine the psychological implications of actually seeing a being that isn't human walking up to you, say hello?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's something.
You know,
There's something weird going on. Like I had my first sighting a couple of months ago, but before never saw anything, or maybe I didn't register it. You know, I think, you know, I've been talking about this Native American metaphor that when the Europeans showed up with their ships on the South American shore, that some of the Native Americans couldn't see the ships. Because their minds couldn't comprehend something they didn't know before. But some of them could see them and they were like, do you see that?
Yeah.
And it was only when you know, the Europeans walked onto the shore that they were like, oh fuck, something's really wrong now.
Yeah. I mean, I brought this up with you, Andy, I think. I mean,
it's like the story I was
going to say, like when you don't have a frame of reference for something, it's like your brain can't process it, you know. So that that story just told there, Max, makes so much sense, you know. And people, you know, and that's why as well, when people have these sightings, you know, these craft appear in different ways to different people. You know, they're perceived in different ways to different people. So yeah, it's really hard to get your head around, to be honest. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So I mean, can you guys hear me? I feel like I'm delayed.
Yeah.
Am I?
Well, you're a little delayed, but it's fine, man.
Yeah.
But
cool.
let me elaborate on it a little bit. So, what I was trying to say.
If you give me 2 minutes, I'm actually up to my house.
For sure,
man. Be able to get the Wi-Fi.
Welcome back anytime. Yeah. Yeah. So what I was I wanted to elaborate on it a little bit because after my sighting, I kept on seeing it. Never saw it before, but I keep on seeing it. It was like after this, what the footage I showed, there were at least 2 more times I saw something, and it was definitely UAP. And I've also seen the Elon Musk thing, and I registered that's Elon Musk. That's not
Starlink,
UAP.
the Starlink,
Starlink,
one
exactly, in a straight direction. The one behind each other. It was clearly satellite, but there's a pattern of behavior I can register with UAP. It moves around as if it's like a little dance or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the UAPs you've seen, then, so are those look the same as like the other ones you've seen? So it's all the same stuff, just a different day, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
It's always just a bright light in the sky. I can't.
Right.
I haven't seen real shapes yet, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. No, it's all right.
Yeah. I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were. I think I've asked you this, but you haven't seen anything yet, right?
Oh no, I've never seen anything. But I mean, I've had my family. I mean, my mum's kind of seen something. My brother thinks he's seen something. But I've never seen anything. No, but I've had a paranormal. I've had a few of those, like ghost sort of stuff, which maybe it's related. I'm not sure, but I was thinking actually of going on Andy's channel tomorrow and kind of talking about that side of things, because it's something which, because I'm very much kind of like a nuts and bolts sort, in terms of my research I do, but I have had a couple of things happen to me which I can't explain at all. And one of them in particular was pretty scary, to be honest. It still freaks me out to this day. I might go on his channel tomorrow and talk about that one, to be honest. But
maybe you want to talk about it now.
Okay.
Okay. Put you on the spot, dude. Please.
Yeah, so
I would love to hear the story, man.
Of course. I mean, so this was when I was about 14 or 15. And it was the summer in England, and we'd just broken up from school. So I was in my bedroom, and it was that hot in the bedroom that I had to have a nap. So in terms of where I was in the room, I was on my bed, but I was face down on the bed, if that makes sense. And I think my brother was making a lot of noise in like the next room. So I had the pillow, and that was like over my head. And I was lying there for a few minutes, and after a few minutes, I felt something on the bed. It was like something was walking on my bed, if that makes sense. So I was like, that's strange. So I tried to take the pillow off my head and look, and when I did that, it was like something pressed that pillow up, like on my head and into the bed. So so I couldn't breathe, I couldn't speak, and my body was like paralyzed, like I couldn't move. And that feeling lasted about. Sorry, Andy.
I go. Okay, finish your story, because I don't think you ever heard my second story, and you're probably going to freak out after you hear.
By the way, Josh, what you've experienced in Holland, they call it the sleep paralyzation, and I've had that for a long time. And especially when I was very stressed out, but it felt like you are aware of your surroundings. It's like something huge is sitting on you and taking the air out of your body. And I felt the presence of whatever in the room. And I've had this for.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's they call it sleep paralyzation, because they say you're kind of awake, but you're still in REM. So sleep and wake state is going right. It mixes. But there's other theories. It's also, there's a huge theory. It's actually you are. It's a demon, basically.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of that experience for me, I wasn't even asleep though. I was literally just there. My eyes were open, but my head was under the pillow, so I was wide awake. And I could feel something walking on my bed. So I could feel like the footsteps, the mattress was moving. And then when I tried to take the pillow off to have a look, that's when like I couldn't move. Like there was like something had two hands placed over the pillow, and I could feel it on the side of my head, like pushing my head down. It was like a person like pushing my head inside the bed, if that makes sense.
Sure. Hey, just a question, Josh.
Yeah.
Were you sleeping or were you awake the whole time?
Awake the whole time. I was awake the whole time. So
oh,
yeah.
Go
so
ahead.
then I and then that lasted about. It felt like a lifetime, but it's probably about 20 seconds or so, and then the feeling just stopped. It just went away. But that house, I mean, this was the house I used to live in when you know, in terms of my teens and my family house, really. But it was an old house. It used to be a brewery, which was converted into a house. So it's very old. It was from like the 19th century, I think, or maybe before. You know, but I've experienced a few things there. My family have as well. There was a few experiences what they shared with me, but this was after we moved out, because I think my mum, she didn't really want to scare us, you know, in terms of what she saw, so she kind of kept that quiet. But it was
so your family members also had experiences.
Yeah. So, but they kept, especially my mum, she kept that quiet because I think she didn't want to scare us or something. So,
right.
So it wasn't until like a few years later, when I found out the stuff what she experienced as well. So yeah, but I mean that house was so weird. It just had like a really weird feeling towards it. It was like an ominous sort of feel. So in terms of my experience, I mean, I've had stuff like that, but I haven't had any like in terms of a UFO one. I haven't, but I mean, it could all be linked. It could all be linked in some way.
Look,
I'm not sure, but
I think you know, we should not disqualify that link. Definitely not. And by the way, Vincent, you know, when you were on with him, he I think it was when we were on Instagram. He also shared his ghost story. I think he had a hand job by a ghost girl or something, and then he cried for a long time because it was so beautiful.
Love it.
Let's see if he's going to jump on now. Hey, but Andy, you wanted to jump in and share something you experienced, right?
Well, it was it's actually it's weird that I'm hearing this guy tell his experience, because I have literally almost an identical one.
Wow.
After I saw, you know, the saucer. Did you guys see when I was pointing up?
Yeah.
That's actually where we're sitting.
Oh,
it was right.
Okay.
It was right above the trees, probably like
right.
I would say maybe about 50 feet over the trees, and it was just sitting right up there. It was pretty. It was pretty close. Like, I mean, you could see everything, like surface and all. But I think it was a couple of weeks after that, after the sighting, I had an incident in my room. So this is why I say you're gonna freak out when you hear this.
All right, I'm ready.
Because
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I've looked into sleep paralysis and all of that, but my thing is I can't see sleep paralysis being the exact same experience for everybody. That's just impossible. There's absolutely no way that sleep paralysis accounts for the explanation of everyone having the exact same experience. How is that possible? It's just not. Because in my instance, I'm in my bed. It's about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and I feel something at the foot of my bed, and you know I was conscious. I didn't open my eyes though, but I was listening to see if it was somebody that was in my room trying to, my sister or whatever, trying to mess with me.
Yeah.
And long story short, as I'm laying there, I feel one imprint on the foot of my bed, and then I feel the imprint on the other, and it's like if somebody's pressing down.
It's like the same as me, Andy. Exactly the same. Yeah.
So it then moves, one lifts and the other one lifts up and goes next to my waist. The other one does the same. So now get the both imprints by the waist. And then I feel another two by my feet. And slowly each one of these creeps up all the way to, so two by my shoulders and two by the waist. And, I'm terrified. I'm like, I'm literally, I was the most scared I've ever been in my life. I know I've said it a million times, but, it is what it is. I've had guns. I've been shot at and never been that afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had a gun pointed at me. I was not as afraid as I was when I was laying on my bed that night.
Right.
And,
right.
All of a sudden, as I'm sitting there, I could feel my breath bouncing back to me, like if something was right there in front of my face.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
I'm thinking to myself that I'm gonna die. It's somebody's in my room, and I'm that's it. I'm dead. But
yeah,
and I was too afraid to move.
I'm Jewish, and I just said Jesus.
So freaking, I couldn't move I couldn't move a muscle. I was too afraid to move, thinking that if I moved, this thing was going to kill me.
Wow.
And then almost, identical to what you just said, I stopped breathing. But I stopped breathing like if something was blocking my airway from the inside.
Whoa.
And I was gasping for air, like it felt like I was drowning.
That's exactly the same as mine, Andy. I mean, I couldn't breathe, and I could feel myself panicking inside, but I couldn't express. I couldn't like call out for help. I couldn't speak. I couldn't breathe, and it felt like I was sinking like into the bed. In fact, it's really hard to explain, but it just felt like I was just sinking. That's the best way to describe it. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. It just went away. It's mental, and to this day it still scares me. Still to this day, it still scares me.
It was the same with me. Like
I knew he was gonna jump on.
He can't stay away.
Okay? Yeah,
he can't stay away. This guy, can he?
But what's up, Vinnie?
How's it going? Can you hear me? Okay.
I knew it. I had a feeling too. I'm like, this guy's got the itch. I'm gonna see it.
He's got his hoodie on. He's got his hoodie on, so he sneaked out from his wife.
It's all good, man. I just couldn't be bothered to turn on my computer on and stuff, so I just thought I'd jump on my phone and say what's up.
Yeah, hey man, you're always welcome. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Hey, my pleasure. Good to see everyone. I just couldn't sit in those comments any longer, man.
I was pushing the right buttons because I was hoping you were going to jump in.
Good to be here.
Hey, but talking about your experience, because I've had this for a year, but with me, it was always when I was waking up, I couldn't move. I was paralyzed, and I had the feeling something huge was sitting on my back, and I felt a presence in the room. But the scariest thing was not being able to breathe. And there was always the point, you're fighting, waiting to get, the movement back. And then you get the movement back. And with me, it was like I just had to gasp for air with everything in my body. It was like that. And it felt so fucked up. But I had that daily for a long time. It was not okay. And I think it also has to do something with stress. Andy disappeared. I hope he's going to come back, but let's see. Vincent.
Hey, man.
You are smiling a lot. What's going on?
I'm just happy to be here. I don't have a lot to say right now. I'm just enjoying this conversation.
Oh, good. How's the book?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Book today, really good, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible, man. It's just I'm just panicking. I've got to get through it by tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, because I'm interviewing Ross at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Cool.
So yeah,
so
pressure's on.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So you're gonna read this book in a day, huh?
Yeah, basically.
I mean, I've got the audio book, and I've went through some of that, and I think it could turn out to be one of the most important books on on the subject. You know, I've went through some of it, and it's so incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, I was going to get the audio book, but then I thought if I get the Kindle one out, I can copy and paste bits out and like put questions together based on that. So I've actually got to read.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. So you know, we've shared your sexual ghost story, and it was actually quite similar to Josh's. I didn't know, you know, when we were on Instagram, and I tried to share mine, but you were so hammered. I don't think anybody really listened.
I don't even remember your story at all, Vinnie. Did you tell a ghost story when I was there?
I don't know if it was that night or another night. I do so many lives.
No. It was that night.
Was it?
Yeah. Was it? I don't remember that at all. Jesus. Yeah, don't remember.
Yeah, we were celebrating good that night, man.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
it was good fun.
But let me tell you my paranormal experience.
Cool.
Do you remember me telling about my grandfather's boxing gloves?
Yeah, that rings a bell actually.
I think you've mentioned that I think you've said that before. Not to me, but on like an Instagram live or something. I think you might have told it.
Yeah. I actually shared it with Sean, I think. But let me tell you this story. So I grew up in the south of Holland. I had a weird accent, and I moved to the north. And basically, it's like having a southern USA accent from Louisiana or something, and moving to New York. So you know, people are gonna make fun of your accent, your dialect, or whatever. Yeah. But when I was about 16 years old, coming from the south, I was kicked out of a lot of schools, and I basically had one more chance for a high school, so I couldn't afford to get kicked out of school. So when I got into the new high school, of course, these kids were making fun of my weird accent, and there was this one dude he kept on pushing my buttons, and I've always been a hothead, so I really wanted to punch him in the face, but I couldn't do it.
Doesn't surprise me, Max. Doesn't surprise me.
Sorry about that. But I couldn't do it because I was being kicked out of school. So my grandfather, when I was about 5 years old for my birthday, he gave me these old leather 30s, 40s boxing gloves. Now get ready to get goosebumps. So I hung these above my bedroom door, right? And I remember lying in my bed reading a comic or something, or a book, probably porn, and I was just so frustrated with going to school the next day because I couldn't do anything about the bullying, and I was really used to standing up for myself. And out of the blue, out of nothing, these boxing gloves just go boom, wop, 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 like that.
Crazy.
Window wasn't open, nothing was open. But now I wasn't scared at all. I just knew what I was gonna do, right? To me, that was a message. You know, you're going to school tomorrow and you're gonna do whatever you were thinking about doing, which is what I did, but very discreetly. So I did that. But now, time lapse. I made a documentary about my family. Actually, Andy saw it. And, you know, it is about father-son relationships. And my grandfather was a Holocaust survivor, actually the sole survivor of my family. And when he came back from the camps, he started a family, but he was very traumatized. So, you know, he wasn't very empathetic to his kids, although he was a loving man. That's a little bit of a long story. But 2 years after my documentary, a biographer wrote my grandfather's biography. Hold on. Can you hold on 1 second, please? This is really important.
Yeah. Has he gone to get the boxing gloves?
I think so, yeah.
So I'm back. Look at it. This.
Oh wow.
Well, he did get boxing gloves.
Wow.
Dude, that's cool.
This is
Really
my
cool.
grandfather's biography, and this is my grandfather. Now, what we never knew, he didn't talk about the camps, about the Holocaust. We never knew how he survived, because he went into Auschwitz, which is a death camp. It was like a murder camp.
Yeah.
About a million and a half people were murdered there. About, I think, 1 million Jews, and then the other 500,000 Russians, gypsies, homosexuals, handicapped people. But a normal person, they did a calculation, could survive. A normal, healthy young person could survive about 6 weeks, because it was hard labor if you weren't put to the gas chambers immediately, right?
Starving as well. There would have been starving there too. So yeah.
Starving. My grandfather survived that camp for 3 years, and walked home. And he was a teenager. So what we found out, what this biographer found out, he never told us. He managed to stay alive by boxing fucking Nazis for their entertainment.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
So I was right. He was
really,
badass.
Yeah, he was pretty badass.
He was a badass, definitely.
Yeah.
Told you.
And you know, this is what takes me back. He gave me those boxing gloves when I was 5 years old, and whenever I was in one of the most stressful points in my life, I felt really stressed at that time as a teenager.
Yeah.
This is my experience. The boxing gloves went bum like that, and I feel that was a message. You fight that motherfucker.
Nice, I like
Makes
it. Man.
sense.
That's awesome.
It makes sense, Max. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, Andy, that's much better footage. I can see that's much better image.
I had to switch it to my freaking laptop.
Yeah.
Hey Andy, what t-shirt are you rocking today?
Oh, you didn't see it?
Yeah, man.
No way.
Nice.
Digging.
I don't think it gets any more New York than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I got other ones. I showed Vinnie.
Yeah, they're cool, man.
Are those your one-liners or?
No. Well, it could be. That's why I bought them, because I read them. I'm like, that's something I would say.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Vin.
Yo.
So you shared your ghost story on Instagram and you were hammered. Can you maybe do it one more time?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, so I don't know, I was probably like 7, something like that. I can't remember. I was super young. And we were staying out in the middle of England somewhere on a vacation. I think it's called the Lake District. So it's just in the middle of nowhere. We were staying in this really old hotel with, 4 floors, really old creaky stairways and stuff. And I just got up in the middle of the night and you had to go down a couple of stairways to get to the bathroom. I remember coming out of the bathroom, walking up this staircase, and at the top of the staircase was this girl, like in white. I mean, I can picture it now in my head. And she must have been probably about the same age as me, but I think I knew straight away that it wasn't a real human girl. It was just happened to be on the stairs as well. Yeah, and she was just stood there. And then next thing I know, I mean, I don't really remember whether she walked off or disappeared or anything, but it freaked me out and it stuck in my mind ever since. So.
Yeah, it was also a very old place, right?
You what, Max?
It was a very old place too, right?
Oh, super old, like really old. Yeah, like 17th century, something like that.
I have a story like that.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Let's go, Andy. Let's go.
I think I told you, Vinnie. It was after the one that happened in my room, but this was a few years later in another apartment I had, and I'm laying in the bed, and I'm like half awake, half asleep, and at the foot of the door, the entrance of the door, I see this little girl, like like a silhouette of this little girl standing there, and it may have been that I was in like a half dream, half, awake state. I don't know, but I do remember it clear as fucking day. The little girl ran to my side and started waking me up, and I could feel every single touch on my shoulder, and she was going like that, like waking me up. So I woke up in a panic thinking it was an emergency and ran. At the time I was living with my ex-girlfriend. I ran to her, the kids' room because her daughter was there. I thought something was wrong, and I look, and her daughter was in the bed sleeping still. Ooh. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Yo, I swear to you, that's like another one of those things you'll never forget. But I felt every single touch of her fingers hitting my shoulder, trying to wake me up. Wow. And I'll never forget that. That was the last time it happened, but it was, you don't forget it.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have any more experiences after that one? Because I've only have the one,
No, that was the last one I had. That was the last one I had. I mean, the only experience that I've had really were in that house. And I've spoken to people in like the background about it, and I haven't really looked much into it because during that time when that experience happened, I didn't really want to stir it up again, so I kind of left that alone, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I kind of want to go back in and kind of research that a bit more because that's one of the things which is went on in terms of my life, which I can't explain at all. So I do want to know more. In terms of that side of things, I want to research that more, of course. But I'm just scared in case I stir it up again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean? Of course.
Sure. And your family members, because you said your mom also saw something. Did you ever share that with each other? Did she ever talk? Did you ever talk to her about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to do the story I'm not going to do the story justice, really. But from what I can remember, from what she said, was she was lying in her bed and she was kind of like half asleep but half awake, and she felt some sort of like a feeling or like a presence in like the room, and then she looked up and there was like a black cloud. This is how she described it to me, like a swirling black cloud above her.
Wow.
I've heard people mention things like that before.
Yeah. And then she said she brushed it off and went back to sleep, to be honest. But
wow.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't be able to sleep if I saw that.
Yeah, same, mate. But she's kind of more on the skeptic side, if that makes sense. She's into this sort of stuff, but she's a very kind of like a nuts and bolts person, really. So she needs to verify like the information, but she has had some stuff happen, and that's one of her experiences. I can't remember the others, but she has mentioned a couple more to me before. If I do get a chance to speak to her, I will try and get that from her, and I can talk about them, of course. Yeah.
My mom had an experience in Puerto Rico. Actually, not my mom. My mom was there.
Yeah.
But it was her brothers and sisters. They were outside playing my grandma lives on the side of a mountain overlooking the island. Beautiful, beautiful view. And she's high enough where the clouds literally like almost right there. Yeah.
Wow.
So I know from what I understand, they were playing outside and they came running in like scared that, they just saw a ghost.
Yeah.
And they claimed that an angel came down from the sky and was coming towards them. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't an angel. It was more than likely a UFO or something.
Yeah.
But apparently it just came down from the sky and started coming right at them, and they ran inside, screaming, afraid of what they had just seen.
Crazy.
But I get stories all the time from Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Lots of stories from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, my my ex-wife or ex-partner, she's from the Philippines, so she she's told me some stories from over there, and that's like a really it's kind of like a religious country. So I mean, she used to tell me some mad stuff, you know, which next time I speak to her, actually, I'll try and get her to tell me one of us again, so I can tell you guys, because some of the stories what she's told me are mind blowing, to be honest. So yeah, I'll try and get that information from her, to be fair.
Yeah, that'd be good to hear.
Yeah.
I think all that is related.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
everything paranormal, you know, UFOs and all that. I think it's all related somehow.
Hey, Andy, what I wanted to ask you about is your thing that you've got tomorrow, where you're trying to talk to people who've had experiences and stuff. When is that exactly? Have you decided a time and stuff like that?
I think I mentioned I was gonna do it like 2 o'clock, the normal time that we would usually do things.
I was gonna say, just promote it, man. Put it on your story and stuff. Try and get as many people.
I was gonna make something today to post up.
That'd be good.
I'll share it as well. I'll share it as well as soon as you post it.
So will I.
Man.
Yeah, I'll try to do it later.
That'd be good, man.
All right, guys. I think it's getting a little bit late here, and you know, it was a great pleasure. Vincent, you want to share your incredible long lineup of guests for the coming period?
Yeah, so tomorrow night I am going live on YouTube with Jane Kyle, UFO Jane. All the details are on my Instagram. Then I'm speaking with Ross Coulthart on Sunday. That'll be premiered on YouTube on Monday. Then on Tuesday, I'm speaking to Preston Dennett live on YouTube. Then a week or so after that, I've got Luis Jimenez coming on, talk about the Big Phone Home 2. Awesome. And then I've also got Caleb. I've forgotten his surname now. Caleb from Skinwalker Ranch. He's one of the security guys who appeared in season 2 of the latest TV show. So, yeah, I've got quite a bit going on.
Cool, man. Wow. Andy, sir. So tomorrow, please share your Instagram name for the live chat.
And I can't. I think I got to do it through here because it won't let me do it through the computer.
All right.
I got a crappy computer.
But I think I can help you out here. Hold on. So
give me an option to chat. Why?
I'm gonna do it. New York _ UAP _ discussion.
There you go.
So follow Andy on his Instagram. There's his name. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern time.
Follow Andy on
Did you just record that?
Of course, bro. I want to listen to that sexy voice every night before I go to sleep.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, I do the exact same thing. But
oh, God.
Hey Josh,
Yeah.
you know, the new kid on the block. We see his Twitter, but he's gonna start covering a lot soon. And maybe you can, you know, you already did it in the beginning a little bit, but tell us a bit more.
In terms of myself?
No, about your ambitions, your guests, future guests.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really got any definitive plans about who I want on. I want like a broad range of people. I mean, I obviously want you guys, you know, that's like the main thing I want, really. I just want to hang out and talk, and, you know, it doesn't have to be strictly about the UFOs. It could be about like the paranormal side of things, you know, because like Andy said before, in my opinion, it is kind of linked. You know, so I want to kind of focus on all of the subject, if that makes sense, you know. And also get to know the person I'm interviewing as well. I think Sean does a great job of that. When he does his interviews, I really like the way he does it, because you get to learn about that person and their background, and I think that adds to the story. It adds to that person's character, you know, and I think that's really important. I think that's really important to know, especially in this subject, because, you know, we do a lot of research, we post a lot of stuff, we watch a lot of documentaries, etc., but we never get to actually know what they're like as people. And I think if we can get to know them as people, then it just elevates them more. It just makes them even more interesting to me. So that's what I kind of want to focus on more, really.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it when you create your own little style, and Sean did a great job on doing that, but it's just his personality and his music.
Course,
He's very sensitive, receptive for whatever you share. He just texted me, but he was working. I think he's lying. He doesn't work. But hey, thanks guys for jumping on the Spontanean podcast, and up until the next time.
Yeah, definitely,
course, Max. And it's been a pleasure, Max, and obviously it's nice to see everyone here, and nice to talk to you guys as always.
Absolutely,
it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. You bastard. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.